Money is God in action. It is divine substance. It is not scarce. It is not far. It is not limited by banks or systems. It is mine by divine right, and it flows to me through the perfect channels, under grace, in perfect ways. There are 7 divine laws that govern the flow of wealth, and when you align your word, your thought, and your feeling with these laws, you unlock the gates of gold. You do not chase money. You magnetize it. You do not struggle. You speak the word, and the word does the work. Law 1. The law of spoken word. Your word is your wand. What you speak, you call forth. When you say, I am rich in ideas, and money comes to me easily and effortlessly, you set forces in motion that cannot fail. You must train your mouth to speak only abundance. Cancel every idle word that speaks lack. Say it with me, I now draw to myself money in miraculous ways, for my word is divine law in action. Law 2. The law of expectancy. You receive what you prepare for. If you expect bills, you get bills. If you expect increase, you receive increase. You must become a mental millionaire before you become one in the bank. Walk, talk, and dress in the spirit of wealth. Declare, unexpected doors fly open, unexpected channels appear, and the divine plan of my finances now unfolds in perfect ways. Law 3. The law of giving and circulation. Whatever you give in love, returns multiplied. Money is not to be hoarded in fear, but circulated in faith. The tide goes out, the tide comes in. Tithing, blessing, giving with joy, these are your seeds. Sow generously and joyfully. Affirm, I give with joy and it returns to me pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Law 4. The law of forgiveness. No prosperity can flourish where resentment lives. Forgiveness cuts the cord to lack. As long as you hold debt in your heart, be it emotional or financial, you block your own flow. Release it, let it go. Say aloud, I fully and freely forgive everyone, and everyone forgives me. The gates of abundance now swing wide open for me. Law 5. The law of divine timing. Do not hurry, do not worry, your supply is never late. The delay is not denial, it is divine perfection. The thing you seek is seeking you, and it appears at the exact right moment, through the exact right person, in the exact right way. Trust, declare, what is mine by divine right, now comes to me under grace, in perfect timing. Law 6. The law of divine identity. You are not a beggar, you are not a victim of fate, you are a child of the Most High, heir to infinite wealth. The outer world reflects the inner belief. As within, so without. Every time you say I am, you shape your world. Speak it with power. I am the rich child of a loving universe. I am one with opulence. I am one with divine supply. Law 7. The law of gratitude. Gratitude is the magnet. When you give thanks in advance, you accelerate your manifestation. Begin and end each day in thanks, not only for what you see, but for what is coming. Speak it now. I am grateful for the money that is already mine. I bless every penny I have, and every penny multiplies. These 7 divine laws are already working. The moment you align your word with truth, you step into your divine financial inheritance. You do not wish. You declare. You do not doubt. You know, and because you know, it must come. Money is not your master, it is your servant. It obeys the word, and the word is made flesh. Say this with me, and let it be etched in the tablets of your heart. Every dollar I need is already prepared for me. I walk in abundance. I live in the overflow. I am divinely supplied. And so it is. Thy word is thy wand, and with it you paint the canvas of your financial life. There is no power in this world greater than the power of your spoken word, when aligned with divine truth. Each word is not merely sound. It is vibration, command, decree, and the universe, ever faithful, echoes back what you speak, magnified and multiplied. Money responds to language. It listens. It is drawn not by need, but by the authority of your belief wrapped in sound. When you speak lack, when you say I can't afford it, or I never have enough, you are unknowingly signing a spiritual contract. You tie your hands and seal the door of your good. But when you rise and say, I am rich in all ways, even when your purse feels empty, you begin to break the chains. You begin to rewrite the law written against your abundance. It is not lying to speak wealth, when the outer says otherwise. It is aligning with truth, eternal and unchanging. For the spiritual reality always precedes the physical. The word is the beginning of all things. Nothing enters your life unspoken. The conscious or unconscious decree always comes first. That is why your word must be guarded like treasure. Say only what you wish multiplied. Do not rehearse poverty. Do not give voice to fear. Instead, speak into the unseen what is already yours in the divine mind. Say money flows to me easily and consistently, and watch how the unseen begins to organize itself around your command. Say, I am always provided for, and feel the rush of peace that becomes a magnet for provision. Say, I live in a sea of limitless substance, and that sea begins to show itself in form. You are not calling something into being that does not exist. You are revealing what was already prepared. Your word is the switch, the signal, the permission slip for divine supply to pour in. But it must be spoken with faith, not with begging, not with desperation, but with quiet authority. The kind of knowing that makes angels move and barriers dissolve. The mistake many make is to speak in two directions. They affirm abundance in the morning and declare fear by noon. They say, I receive wealth, and then worry about the bills. This double-mindedness is confusion, and confusion cannot bring prosperity. You must be single in your focus. Speak abundance in season and out of season. Speak it in the silence. Speak it in the storm. Speak it until your voice becomes the rhythm of your reality. And when doubt rises, as it will, you do not entertain it. You override it. You respond with the word. Just as a master musician plays through dissonance to reach harmony, so must you speak through appearances to reach truth. Say it even when your bank account protests. Say it when the outer world delays. For your word is not reacting to conditions, it is creating new ones. Speak aloud as often as you can. I am a money magnet. I am aligned with divine wealth. Every dollar I need flows to me under grace, in perfect ways. These are not empty affirmations, they are spiritual architecture. Every repetition is a brick in your temple of abundance. And once it is built in the invisible, it cannot help but manifest in the visible. Speak to your money. Bless it. Thank it. Love it. When you touch a coin or a note, whisper, multiply. When you pay a bill, say more where this came from. When you receive even the smallest sum, declare, I welcome the overflow. You are training the vibration. You are commanding the current. You are placing your hand on the steering wheel of the divine. And the more consistent you become, the more quickly the universe obeys. For the universe is not slow. It is precise. It waits only for clarity. And clarity comes when your word becomes law to you, unchanging, unwavering, unshakable. Say it again. Even now, I speak prosperity, I release wealth, I declare increase, and let the winds of heaven carry your word into form. Expectation is the invisible mold into which your wealth is poured. As you speak your words of prosperity, the next divine law steps forward, the law of expectancy, for you cannot receive what you do not expect. What you prepare for is what appears. The universe does not respond only to your desire, it responds to your assumption. You do not wait for money as a distant hope, you welcome it as a known guest. You rise each morning with the unshakable feeling that something good is on its way. That is the fertile ground where miracles are born. Your spoken word plants the seed, your expectation waters it, and your unwavering faith draws the sun. If you speak of wealth but inwardly expect struggle, your harvest will match your expectation, not your words. That is why you must bring your inner vision into alignment with your spoken decree. Your heart must match your mouth. You must feel the thing you have spoken, even before it shows itself in the world. There is no waiting in the spiritual realm, only preparation. You prepare by expecting. You act as if it is already yours. You take on the identity of the one who already possesses what you've spoken into being. You walk into rooms like wealth follows you. You carry yourself as one who is financially secure, because in truth you are. You do not need the bank's approval or the world's validation to believe it. You are validated by divine right. Expectancy is magnetic. It is a vibration of readiness that calls to what you seek. You do not chase, it comes. You do not beg, it appears. You do not plead, you prepare. You say, it is mine, and then you live from that place. When the mind wants to waver, you gently return it to center. I expect money to flow to me today. You do not need to know how. The how is not your business. The how belongs to the infinite intelligence that knows every path, every person, every doorway that can carry your supply. Look around your life. What have you made room for? What do your surroundings say you are expecting? Are your thoughts creating rooms full of lack or overflow? Have you cleaned the space for the money you've asked for? Have you made room for more? Energetically, physically, emotionally, your environment must speak the same truth your word declares. If you expect checks in the mail, you will stop checking for bills. If you expect increase, you will stop rehearsing fear. You are either rehearsing miracles or rehearsing lack, and what you rehearse you relive. Expectation also demands discipline. You must turn away from appearances that contradict your truth. You may see delay, but you do not let it speak louder than your inner knowing. You say, though it tarries, it shall surely come. You may see lack, but you declare, I prepare for abundance, and abundance prepares for me. This is not wishful thinking, It is divine consciousness at work. You are not hoping for money. You are calling it, commanding it, magnetizing it. Each day, practice this spiritual posture. Give thanks for what you have. Then give thanks in advance for what is already on its way. Speak to it as done. Thank you, Father, that money flows to me from all directions. Thank you that my channels are open. Thank you that I am always provided for. That gratitude is the language of one who expects. The one who doubts holds back praise. The one who knows gives thanks before the blessing arrives. That is true faith. That is expectancy in action. Even in silence, your energy speaks. Your body language, your decisions, your tone, they are all signals to the universe. Send signals of certainty. Prepare as if you've already received. Act as if the payment is already in your account. Walk in the vibration of fulfilled promises. The moment you do, you enter the spiritual frequency where money, opportunity, and provision already exist. And the moment you enter that frequency, your blessing must respond. It is law. It is done. And as you walk in expectancy, your heart begins to open wider. You start to feel the pulse of divine circulation moving through your life. This is the next divine law, the law of giving and circulation. For money is not stagnant, it is a spiritual current, and just like water, it must flow. To block the flow through fear or withholding is to block your own abundance, but to give in joy, to release in faith, is to become a vessel through which wealth multiplies. The one who gives from love never runs dry. For what you give with the right spirit returns increased, multiplied, overflowing. The world teaches you to hold tight, to save from fear, to count and hoard and grip what you have, but the divine law teaches release. You do not give to lose, you give to grow. You do not give from lack, you give from knowing that there is more where it came from, and when you give like that joyfully, fearlessly, you activate the divine law of circulation. That which you release returns, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The very act of giving becomes a magnet for more. This is not about the amount, it is about the vibration. A coin given in love is more powerful than 100 given in guilt. It is the energy that speaks, not the figure. When you give with a joyful heart, you bless what you give, and it carries your blessing forward like a boomerang returning to its source. Say it, what I give, I bless, and what I bless blesses me in return. When you tithe, do it with reverence, not as a duty, not as a fearful payment to please God, but as a holy acknowledgement that you live in a giving universe, that you are supported by an infinite supply. That source is your bank, and its vaults are always full. Give to where you are spiritually fed. Give to where your soul is lifted. Give to remind yourself that money is not your master, it is your servant. The same goes for paying bills. Stop cursing your payments, stop resenting what you owe. Every time you pay, bless the money. See it as a symbol that you are trusted, that you are abundant enough to have what you needed, and now abundant enough to give it back. Say as you release it, I pay this with joy, and it returns to me multiplied. I am circulating divine substance. This law also speaks to emotional and energetic giving. Are you generous with your encouragement, with your praise, with your time, with your ideas? Are you a giver in spirit, or only in words? Because money responds to energy. The more open you are in all areas of your life, the more open your financial channels become. A tight heart creates tight money. A flowing heart creates flowing wealth. Start small if you must. Give where it feels light. Give where you feel peace. Drop a coin into a stranger's hand, and bless them silently. Give to yourself. Yes, you. Treat yourself with the love and care that says, I am worth spending on. Every time you give to yourself, you reinforce the truth that you are valuable, that you are deserving, and that more is always on its way. Circulation also means allowing others to give to you. Do not reject a gift, a compliment, a helping hand. When someone offers you money, support, or kindness, receive it fully. Say thank you, and mean it. Receiving is part of circulation too. You cannot only exhale, you must also inhale. You cannot only give, you must also receive. Let it be a dance, a rhythm, a joyful exchange between you and the universe. You are not meant to be a dam holding back the river. You are meant to be a channel, wide open, where money flows in and out, always increasing, always blessing, always circulating. And when you live like this, free in giving, fearless in releasing, you step into the divine flow where nothing is ever lost, and everything is continually multiplied. As the current of giving and receiving flows through you, you begin to feel the places within that still hold resistance, the blocks not in your wallet but in your heart. This is where the next divine law steps forward with sacred power, the law of forgiveness. For no true wealth can remain in a vessel that is heavy with resentment. Prosperity and bitterness cannot share the same space. One will always drive the other out. If you truly desire abundance, you must clear the space within and forgiveness is the great spiritual broom that sweeps your channels clean. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it is for your flow. Every time you hold on to anger, to betrayal, to what was done to you or not given, you tie up divine energy, and that energy, when knotted, cannot circulate. It cannot rise into blessing because it is still tied to pain. To forgive is to set yourself free, to untangle the cords and say, I choose wealth more than I choose this wound. Because every grudge, every emotional debt, is like a closed door to the good that's trying to reach you. There are those who cannot move forward financially because they are still bound spiritually, still waiting for an apology, still rehearsing the story, still judging the past, and the money, like divine breath, stands at the gate, unable to enter until the gate is opened wide. Forgiveness is the key, not just for others but for yourself. The self-blame, the guilt over past financial decisions, the shame for not knowing better, these too are locks on the doors of your supply. You must look in the mirror of spirit and say, I forgive myself for every financial misstep. I release the shame. I cancel the debt I've held against myself. I now allow divine restoration. For you are not meant to punish yourself. You are meant to evolve. Mistakes are not curses, they are teachers. And when you forgive, you extract the wisdom and leave the wound behind. It may feel hard at first. The pain may feel justified. But wealth is not built on who is right. It is built on who is ready. And when you are ready to be rich in all ways, you will surrender the hurt that has kept you poor. Say it aloud, even if it shakes. I fully and freely forgive. I am free, and so are they. Let the words carry your burden upward, into the invisible, where divine hands take it and transmute it into light. Forgiveness does not mean pretending it didn't happen. It means refusing to let it define you. It means reclaiming your power and declaring that nothing, no person, no memory, no betrayal, has authority over your abundance. Only God has that, and God is forever in the business of making all things new. If someone owes you money, release them in your spirit. Say, I cancel this debt in consciousness, and I trust the universe to repay me through divine channels. You are not giving up the justice, you are transferring it to higher hands. You are saying, I no longer tie my financial future to their actions. I now align myself with divine compensation. And the moment you do, the universe begins its work. If you have felt betrayed, cheated, overlooked, bless them and release them, for nothing done against you can stop what's meant for you. But your attachment to it can. So let it go, let it all go. Burn the letters in spirit, tear up the old contracts in your heart, and write a new one with heaven. I now walk free, I now receive fully, I now prosper beyond pain. The clearer your heart, the faster your manifestation. Forgiveness unblocks the flow. It opens the gates wide and allows the flood of divine provision to rush through. You no longer stand in the way. You are now an open channel, clean and clear, ready to receive the good that was always yours. As you cleanse your spirit through forgiveness, you begin to feel a new calm settle within you, a deeper trust that what is yours cannot be lost. And this trust is the foundation of the next divine law, the law of divine timing. For everything you seek is already prepared. The riches, the opportunities, the right people, the golden doors, they are not being created, they are being revealed, piece by piece in perfect order, at the perfect time. You do not need to rush divine order. You do not need to panic when the blessing hasn't yet arrived. The moment you planted the seed with your word, and aligned your heart with expectancy, the process began. And now your only task is to remain in faith while the soil works its unseen miracle. For the harvest doesn't come by force, it comes by divine rhythm. So many delay their own good by stepping out of trust and into fear. They say, why isn't it here yet? Or maybe it's not working. But the moment you say that, you dig up the seed, you disturb what was growing, you tell the universe that you do not believe in its wisdom, and divine law cannot bless unbelief. You must remember, what is for you cannot miss you. It may be redirected, but it is never denied. Delay is not punishment, it is preparation. Sometimes your supply is ready, but you are not yet in full receiving mode. Sometimes the universe is aligning people and pathways you don't yet see, and when you try to force the outcome, you only block the elegant plan already in motion. Trust means you don't chase, it means you align. You don't beg, you embody. You don't stress, you stay still in knowing. That kind of spiritual poise becomes a signal. The universe reads it as readiness, it reads it as maturity, and it responds with precision, not haste. You must let go of timelines, let go of comparing your journey to another's. Your wealth is not late, it is tailor-made. You are not being tested, you are being timed. Just like a baby cannot be born before its due season, your financial breakthrough must arrive when all is truly ready. and you will feel it in your spirit before you see it with your eyes. There is no such thing as missed opportunities in the divine plan, only redirection, only refinement. Sometimes the delay protects you from receiving too soon, before your foundation is strong enough to hold it. You must be built to carry the blessing. You must become the person who can sustain the abundance without fear, without sabotage, without loss of peace. That becoming takes time, and every second of that time is sacred. Use the wait to become more grounded in truth. Use it to reaffirm your identity as already supplied, already favored, already chosen. Say to yourself, even in the delay, I am being prepared for more than I imagined. Even when I don't see it, everything is working for me. This calms the anxious heart. This keeps your energy clean and expectant, which is what the law responds to. There is no need to watch the clock. Divine order is never late. It is always exact. The call will come when you've stopped chasing it. The payment will clear when you've surrendered your fear. The right door will open when you've dropped the need to knock on the wrong ones. And when it comes, it will feel effortless, obvious, destined. It will not be a struggle. It will be a match. You and your blessing meeting at the intersection of divine time. Speak this knowing daily. I do not rush. I do not doubt. I trust divine timing. My good comes quickly, easily, and on time. Let these words fill the space where impatience once lived. Let them carry you through the in-between with peace in your heart and certainty in your step. The moment you do, the blessing will meet you on the road already paved for your arrival. As you rest in divine timing, a deeper realization dawns. You were never waiting for money. You were waiting to remember who you are. And this remembrance activates the next sacred law, the law of divine identity. For nothing flows to you until you know that it already belongs to you. You are not a beggar of blessings. You are an heir to abundance. You are not separate from supply. You are one with Source. And in this oneness, there is no lack, no struggle, no delay, only alignment. You are not manifesting money as a stranger hoping to receive. You are claiming your inheritance as a child of the infinite. And when you speak, act, and move from this knowing, the entire universe shifts in your favor. You do not wonder if you're worthy. You do not ask permission to prosper. You declare, I am the rich child of a loving universe. I walk in divine wealth. Your divine identity is the master key to every locked door. It is not earned, it is remembered. The moment you stop identifying as the version of yourself who lacks, who worries, who doubts, and step into the truth of who you are, everything changes. You no longer try to manifest from the outside in. You radiate wealth from the inside out. You become the frequency of what you seek. Look around at your life. Everything you see is a mirror of what you have believed about yourself. If you have called yourself small, your results have been small. If you have seen yourself as overlooked, you have experienced being unseen. But the moment you shift identity, you shift outcomes. The outer world can only reflect the inner decree. Say it now. I am one with divine abundance. I am no longer the person who struggles. I am the one who is supported, provided for, and richly blessed. This is not arrogance. This is divine remembrance. You are not claiming power over others. You are claiming oneness with the One. You are stepping out of human limitation and into spiritual truth. When Jesus said, I and my Father are one, he was not being poetic. He was speaking the reality that abundance flows through identity. And you are no different. You are not trying to become worthy. You are realizing that you already are. Everything you desire is simply waiting for you to see yourself differently. The dream house, the business success, the financial freedom, it all exists in the vibration of the version of you who already has it. And the only thing separating you from it is the identity you are willing to embody. This law calls for boldness. It calls you to release the stories of your past, to let go of the false labels, poor, unlucky, forgotten, not enough. Those are not your names. Those are illusions. They are not part of your divine DNA. You must now speak only what is true of your highest self. You must wake up every morning and say, I am abundance walking. I am wealth in motion. I am the living embodiment of divine supply. You are not hoping to become abundant. You are unveiling what was buried under fear. You are not reaching for riches. You are remembering that riches are your birthright. The identity of wealth was written into your soul before you took your first breath. And now, in this moment of alignment, you accept it. Feel the shift in your spirit. Feel the confidence rise not from ego but from Source. Feel yourself stepping into your rightful place, not behind the line, not begging at the gate, but seated at the table of abundance. From this place you do not chase. You attract. You do not plead. You proclaim. You do not shrink. You shine. You become the one who was always meant to receive, because you finally see yourself as the one who already is. And now, with all 7 divine laws written on the walls of your heart, you no longer walk as the one who hopes. You walk as the one who knows. You no longer speak from fear. You speak from truth. You are no longer chasing money. You are magnetizing it through the power of alignment, intention, and spiritual authority. You have spoken the word, and the word is working. You have expected the blessing, and it is moving toward you. You have given with joy, forgiven with grace, trusted in divine timing, and reclaimed your divine identity. You are no longer trying to become abundant. You are remembering that abundance is what you already are. From this moment on, you declare your wealth, not in arrogance but in certainty. You live in circulation. You walk in power. You speak in faith. And because you have aligned with universal law now obeys your vibration. You are ready. You are open. You are chosen. The gates of gold are wide open. The supply is infinite. And now it is yours. Say it with conviction. I live in the flow of divine money. I receive it freely. I share it joyfully. I trust it completely. I am one with infinite supply, and I prosper now. And so it is.